What's up, fellas? Lately, I got into talking with a work buddy about dieting and everything, and the topic of cream of rice came up because I recommended it to him. But so he went to the supplement shop, went and bought Feral Sups. He went and bought Feral Sups cream of rice. He came back about the next couple days whenever I saw him at work. Gritty, not very consistent, or like super watery. And so I wanted to make this video and show y'all how I make cream of rice. It's kind of like a practice makes perfect type thing. So it can be very fast. Show y'all how I do it, and then a little show y'all how I do it, and then I'll have a little bonus thing at the end for what I also do. I'm very tired. I just woke up from a nap. And as you can see, I am no stranger to cream of rice. We got a bowl of Gains right there, Elevate, which is pretty good, and then I have a lot of cream of wheat right there, and also the Feral Sups that my buddy gave me. But I think we're gonna do cookies and cream. All right, so you're meowing. That's why. So what you're gonna do, the only thing you're gonna need for this is water, cream of rice, and a fork. And the fork's not gonna be used to eat with. We're gonna use that to mix it. So what I do pre-workout is about 90 grams of cream of rice. Let's see if we can get it right on the money. 91, that'll work. And then the other thing you're gonna need is water. So this balance of water and cream of rice is what's gonna set your consistency the most. And I use a fork because it is the easiest to mix this cream of rice. So when you're mixing it around at first, obviously it's gonna be super fucking watery, right? Whenever you put it in the microwave, that's when it's gonna come out pretty freaking good. So after you have your little cream of rice soup with your poop mixing around, we're gonna throw this bad boy in the microwave. Don't look at the piece of paper that's already in there. And then 2 minutes is what I always do for the first round. Got anything to say? Huh? You've been meowing for the past 10 minutes. You ain't got nothing to say? All right, so got your cream of rice out of the microwave now. There's no perfect consistency of what it's supposed to look like. Because if it's too liquidy, you just put it back in the microwave. Or if it's too thick, you just give it a little bit more water, mix it around some more, and put it in the microwave again. So this is a little too thick for me, so sometimes you don't even need to put it back in the microwave. You can just mix all this water in, and then it'll come out a little bit more how I want it, which is a little bit soft. I want it to be dense. I don't want it to be soupy. But at the same time, I don't want it to be super thick. Also, something I've noticed with Elevate is when it comes to the different flavors, they mix all differently. Like the chocolate cake flavor thickens up so fast. After 2 minutes in there, in the microwave, you really have to mix the shit out of it and keep putting more water. And some others come out a lot better, but this is kind of how I like mine. And then now we'll start dressing it with blueberries, and then I'll show y'all how to make that whey drip. All right, so after tasting it a little bit, it is still just a little tiny bit gritty, so we're gonna put it back in there for 30 seconds. I'll do 30-second intervals or 45-second intervals just so I can kind of keep up with it and doesn't drastically change too much. All right, so now it's good. Give it a little jiggle. And then what I'll do is 70 grams of frozen wild blueberries. I'm supposed to be doing honey, but I sub out the honey for this, 'cause this just has a lot more volume. And it's around like the same carbs. Plus some fiber in there too. And now I'll show y'all what I do with the whey drip. All right, so when it comes to one of these, I use like one of these little bowls that I found at Walmart, and the little residue in there is from protein powder that I previously used. It's just kind of hard to get out. So full scoop, obviously. Trying to get a little bit of that extra in there. We're about out. And water, but unlike with the cream of rice, you're gonna want to use this water pretty sparingly. What I usually do is put it under the sink and mix it in with the fork as the water is flowing down on it. And that might have been just a little too much. We'll see though. But the more you mix it with the fork and the water, see this thickness that it kind of turns into? It kind of turns into like a pudding, pretty much. And one of the things that's crazy, I was watching the Real Bodybuilding podcast with Fuad Abiad, and he didn't know that this whey drip had become popular. Apparently, he said he used to do this back in the day, and he just called it basically a pudding. And so I think that was the perfect amount of water, actually. So now that you have this pudding-like consistency, guess where that's fucking going, dude? All over the cream of rice and blueberries. And this is so we have the cookies and cream of rice, and then the flavor of this protein powder is chocolate cherry cake. So not the prettiest looking thing, but I'll tell you that this fucking protein powder is so good. And I realize why so many people, it took me so long to hop on this little thing, on this little bandwagon, because I did not know how to make it and I didn't want to look it up. And then when we were doing the Philly trip, Lorenzo had told me that, Lorenzo Bennett, he asked me if I've ever done it before. I said, no, I don't know how to do it. Showed me, did not realize it was just as simple as water, protein powder, and mixing it around. And I'm obviously gonna put my finger in there and clean this all up. But that is it, man. That's how you make cream of rice, whey drip, and pretty freaking good, dude. I think that was probably the best it could have came out. All right, so that might have seemed like a little straightforward, or maybe like dumb video to make, but you gotta realize there's a lot of people out there, especially guys like in high school or coming out of high school, who want to meal prep and put their own food together, and they don't want to eat what their parents are buying them, you know, because they're trying to keep their goals in terms of macros. So if there's any other videos that I can do that can like help, especially like how I make chicken, even that, like I've cooked chicken like so many different times, so many different ways, and I've kind of found what works best for me. So I can kind of do a video in the future of the meals that I eat and the meals that I cook. And if that's helpful to anybody, I wouldn't mind doing that. But that's fucking it. We're gonna eat this shit and then go hit legs. Do like a thumbnail here or something. Yeah. All right. Deuces.